Hi everyone, welcome to Helen Roscoe Yoga on YouTube. So this session, just to give you a little introduction, it's going to take about half an hour or so, and it's a session that I've been taking in my personal practice on and off for the last 6 years or so. It's become a real staple part of my personal practice because when it comes to the end of the day, I'm feeling quite low in energy. I have a young family, my job is active or physical if I'm out taking photographs. And I like to take a practice that almost restores me or gives me a sense of maybe just a little bit more energy to take me through to the rest of the evening after the children have gone to bed, or if it's been a busy day. And it's a really nurturing practice. So I really wanted to share this with you in case that's something that you'd like to do for yourselves. Set some time aside to nurture yourselves and tune in so that you can have perhaps a little bit more energy through to the rest of your day. So let's get started. It's going to be quite low to the ground. You might want to even just have a blanket underneath you for the whole practice. You don't need to be on a yoga mat for this, and I wouldn't recommend being on a hard floor. So if you are on a hard floor, then just padding it up with blankets and mats, or if you're using a rug, you could just place blankets on top. So let's do this. We're going to start on our backs and bring your feet into a position whereby they're about hip distance apart, fairly close to your bottom, and you place one hand on your belly and then one hand on your heart. And just for a few moments, just settle here. So maybe you might need to shift yourselves a little bit around the feet, around the shoulders, just so that you feel more comfortable. Your feet can be further away from your bottom if that feels more useful for you. And you might like to place a blanket underneath your head. So just take your time to get comfortable here. And if possible, let your eyes close. I'd like you to take 6 breaths with your hands, one over the belly, one over your heart space. So let's tune into our breath before we do that. Just following your inhalations and your exhalations as they arise. When you're supported by the ground, the breath naturally will have a tendency to settle and to become long. So just notice perhaps a transition occurring. Deepening on your inhalations, lengthening on your exhalations. Those of you familiar with Ujjayi breathing, you may like to move towards that ocean-sounding breath in your time. For anyone who may be new to Ujjayi, you snuggle your chin in towards your throat and it's like a sighing breath, but your lips are closed. You could take the Ujjayi breathing practice with me in my other practice sections. So you're sounding the breath either with a soft sigh or with Ujjayi breathing. You breathe in through the nostrils. Notice the rise, ground your heart into your hands and around your belly into your hands. With your exhalations, notice how your hands move closer towards your belly and the ground, your heart and the ground, as your body softens and releases the breath. So take your mental awareness, your mental energy towards your hands as you breathe in. That sense of rise, the hands lift. And then as you breathe out, that sense of lowering and hollowing as the breath leaves your body. And that's all we're doing at this stage. No judgment, Just noticing that you are breathing in with awareness around your heart and your belly as the breath lifts your body. Breathing out with awareness as your hands lower, your belly softens, and then the rib cage and the heart draws in. When you've taken 6 breaths in this way, I'd like you to swap your hands over and do the same again. So you take another 6 breaths here. Maybe now your breath is really long. And your exhalations are longer than your inhalations. Just notice how light and spacious your in-breath is. Awareness around the heart first, and then your belly. On the exhale, your belly first, and then your heart. And when you've taken those 6 breaths, and there is no rush, place your hands beside you, one hand on the ground beside you, and then the other hand on the ground behind you. Your chin snuggles in. Press into your feet. Inhale the right arm up and over onto the ground. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm up and over onto the ground. Exhale, lower down. The next time you breathe in, take both arms up and over. And as you exhale, lower both arms down. And then repeating once more. Inhale the right arm. Exhale, lower down. Inhale left arm. Exhale, lower down. The next in-breath, both arms. Your hands resting by your sides at the end of the out-breath. Just bring your feet a little closer together, the inner edges of your thighs and your knees and your feet together. Breathing in, take your knees out to the sides as the arms go up and over or out at shoulder level. If it's okay for you, stay here as you breathe out. Draw the belly back towards the spine. If it's not okay, bring your knees back together again so you're back into that starting place and flow between those two shapes. The out breath will bring you back after a breath in your shape, and then the next in-breath will take you back again. So you either continue to flow, inhaling into and out of the posture as you exhale, or stay for a breath each time you move into that shape and you draw your belly back towards the spine. So you find support with your exhalation and then inhale and expand. Exhale, the feet come together, inner edges of the knees, the thighs, and then again. So taking this pattern of movement twice more if you're staying for a breath each time, or maybe 3 or 4 more times if you're working dynamically, inhaling, coming into, and exhaling, coming back. With your inhalation, really focus your mental energy around the heart. So with your in-breath, as you expand into your shape, then settle with the out-breath by activating the abdomen, drawing your belly button back towards the spine. And then really notice the in-breath around your heart as you breathe in. Cross your rib cage, and then exhaling and lower the arms down, the feet come together, the arms placed by your sides. Feet snuggle in closer towards your bottom, and we're going to work into a bridge now. And I would like you to take your time with this posture. So maybe the first time as you're coming in with your in-breath, you're just lifting your pelvis off the ground and your lower back. The out-breath lowers you down. And we're going to continue to work into this posture for 6 more rounds of breath, if that feels okay for you. I mean, you might like to break it up so you're doing 2 rounds of 3 or 4 rounds of 2 in total. So we'll be working 8 rounds in total, and each time you're exploring how that in-breath rises you a little further. Focus on the pelvis first as you breathe in, then take it into your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, to the shoulders, to the head. Front of the body rises. The out breath, head, shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back, pelvis. So you're resting at the pelvis in between. Breathing in. You're exploring that sense of rise and expanse across the front of the body with a greater awareness of stability and support around your pelvis and your lower back. So this posture is great for cultivating that strength and mobility, in particular for your lower back and pelvis, and then coming through upper back and mid-spine also as you explore further into the shape. When you're coming down on the exhalations, think about activating your abdomen a little, so there is a greater support that enables you to release with control, so you're not just flopping yourself back down towards the ground. Depending on where you are, maybe taking one more breath, expanding, expanding, expanding further into your shape. Exhaling lower down. When you've completed, just notice how your body rests on the earth. One by one, bring your knees in over your belly. Place your hands really lightly on top of the knees. This is our kind of counter pose, especially for those opening postures. Breathe in, extend your knees away from you. You're really light with the effort in your arms. Breathing out, lightly hugging your belly button towards the spine, the knees draw in, folding into your hip creases a little. Try not to push and pull. This is a really gentle action, alleviating any effort or tension that there could be left from your previous opening and strengthening postures. This is a beautiful posture to take at any time of day. Really peaceful, really settling. Helps your breath to slow. Okay, when you've taken once more in this way, maybe exhale, gently hug yourself into a ball-like shape, and then release. And on your in-breath, roll onto the ground. Sigh the breath out. Okay, so coming up, and we have 2 more seated postures to take before we'll do a pranayama breath focused part and then a meditation. So stretching your legs out on the ground in front of you and bringing your left foot over the side of your right knee, and place your hands onto the front of your left shin bone. So you're really extending your torso, your chest, in the direction of the sky, but your chin is drawn in, so it's a sense of lift around the heart. And then on the out breath, placing your right hand onto your left thigh and your left hand behind you as you rotate into your seated twist. On the in-breath, release a little and lengthen in your shape. And then on the out-breath, rotate a little further into that twist. So again, just really gentle here. We don't need to force ourselves into anything that isn't useful. You can soften your left elbow if you begin to rotate further. Another breath or two here. Come back through on the in-breath. Extend your left leg on the ground in front of you, and then exhale, lifting the right knee, placing your hands onto the top of the shin, and just take a breath in. So your left heel is pushing away from your left hip. Press a little into the right foot. Let yourself lengthen along the spine, and then on the out breath, towards the right hand side. So your right arm comes behind you, your left hand places onto the outer edge of your right thigh, and you take a breath in, lengthen, and then on the out breath, rotating into your shape. So that sense of twist coming in around the belly and around the heart. It's almost as if you're wringing a cloth around the spine, your soft tissues, muscles, organs, wrapping themselves around your spine. Take 4 breaths in total. And then come back through on an in-breath. Extend your right leg along the ground. Finding a block or a blanket or a book with a blanket, placing underneath your bottom, and just soften into your knees a little. Push your heels away from you. This position might feel uncomfortable. You're welcome to bend the knees and then find length in your spine. And it could be you're lifting your chest away from your belly. It might give you a sense of length through the torso, and in doing so will help to flatten out along the spine a little here, so you're not rounding into the lower back or across the back of the shoulders. And over time you might find you're able to slide those heels along the ground a little further, but just work within a position that is useful. You could also place folded blankets underneath the knees or a bolster. So just take your time to get this position as comfortable and as useful for you as is possible. Take a breath in here. On the exhale, blow the air out through your mouth as you fold down into a forward fold. Inhale, slide your hands back towards your hips. Exhale, fold. I'm going to invite you to take this movement once more in your time. And when you do, come to stay into your forward fold. And at this point you might need to bend your knees a little further, or you might find you're able to stretch your heels further away. So just finding that position that's okay for you to stay in for about 4 breaths. And with your in-breath, just have a sense that you are lengthening along your heels through towards your pelvis, the base of your seat. And then with your out breath, along your spine to the crown of your head as the front of your body moves closer towards the earth. So on the in-breath, lengthening along the legs through to the base of the spine. On the out-breath, base of spine, crown of head, merging in the direction of the earth. So take almost like you're bringing awareness of the back of your body moving towards the earth. When you've taken those 4 breaths, inhale to rise. Exhale, coming into cross leg, or kneeling or seated on a chair. I'm just going to come to sit onto my bolster for this. So we'll take a pranayama which is called Nadi Shodhana. And pranayama is classed as the breathing exercises within yoga, so it's a focused breathing exercise. And Nadi Shodhana relates to cleansing the channels. So we're going to take alternate nostril breathing, and it's a great way to bring about a greater sense of focus, and almost that sense of cleansing comes through with it as well. So there's this renewal that arrives, a renewal of focus and a renewal of energy. So bringing your forefinger and your middle finger in on the right hand and placing onto the bridge. Now if that isn't possible, just pinching with your thumb and your index fingers. You place onto the bridge of the nose, let your left hand just lightly soften onto your leg or your lap. Where that squidgy part meets the bone, closing in on the right nostril, breathe in through the left. Close left, breathe out through the right. Inhale right. Close right nostril, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left nostril, exhale right. And continue in this way, breathing in, right nostril, close right nostril, exhale left. And we're working with a natural breath. So it's a really light breath that we're working with. Just be mindful that you are alert in your spine is vibrant. So if you notice, you might need to change your position at some stage so that you keep that sense of alertness and vibrancy along your spine. The next time that you exhale to the left, just placing your hands into your lap. Breathe freely. Maybe 4 conscious breaths. Just following your inhalations and following your exhalations. Nothing more. Place your hands over your heart space. Just notice your breath in around your heart. Notice your breath out around your heart. Just have full mental awareness of inhaling around your heart space, exhaling around your heart space. Whenever your mind tries to take you somewhere else, and it will, that's okay. Just bring yourself back. Inhale at the heart, exhale at the heart. Take a breath in, sigh the breath out. Release your hands onto your laps. Take another breath in. As you exhale, let your eyes open. Just find a point on the ground with your gaze and let your awareness rest there for a few moments. Just welcoming in colour and light. Perhaps there are sounds or smells in the space, maybe sensation against your skin. Just notice what is bringing you back into your day. And with a renewed sense of energy and focus, just take this practice with you as you move forward. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Please do leave a comment, let me know how you got on. And if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe my channel. There are quite a few practices on here now for you to explore, so take your time to do so and enjoy. Okay, bye bye.